Welcome back to the Immigration Answer Show. My name is Jim Hacking. I'm an immigration lawyer practicing law throughout the United States out of our offices in St. Louis, San Diego, and Washington, D.C. This is episode number 422 of the Immigration Answer Show. Hope you all are doing well. I had a nice day today. I went out to lunch with an old college friend. We had a nice time. He's a lawyer over in Southern Illinois. And I was able to get to lunch in Southern Illinois in 20 minutes, which is sort of crazy that you're able to go to another state that quickly. We had a nice time catching up. He's a good friend. What's going on with all you guys? Let me know in the comments. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know what's going on in your world immigration-wise. I see that people are already in the waiting room. If you haven't joined the waiting room, Julio will put up the link here in a minute. And also, there it is. Look at that, as if on cue. This is episode 422 of the Immigration Answer Show. I'll be here for the next hour answering all of your immigration law-related questions. As you know, we've been trying to deal with some negative reviews on Yelp. So now, if you go to our favorite website, reviewhackinglaw.com, you'll be redirected to Yelp instead of to Google. So we're going to try to build up our presence on Yelp. So that would be greatly appreciated. If you just go to reviewhackinglaw.com, you'll go straight to the Yelp page. The waiting room is now full. The best, and we're a minute and 51 seconds in, the waiting room will be full the rest of the show. I'm going to try to do as many calls as I can today. I'm not going to mess around. So everybody, please be tight with your questions. Please don't have big, long story. Just tell me what I need to know, so that other people can learn from you and from our experience. Alejandra is up in Chicago watching. Hello, Alejandra. Adam is in Guinea. We got Carolyn in Dallas. Love hearing where everybody's from. I'm going to go ahead and get started right away. Murchie was here yesterday, and we couldn't get the audio working. Murchie, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great, Jim. Hey, thank you so much.
Sure.
Yeah, about that time, that's the first time I'm gonna see you in the live. Okay, that's my son that's introduced me about you are. You know, you are the hero for all the immigrants. You know,
Thank you.
the time I need people like you. Okay, I come in United States 1995. I cannot find people like you. Okay, I had to knock the door in the land office to get the information. That's really hard. But when my son gives to me information about you, wow, you are the hero for the immigrant people. That's my question, Jim. The first, I have two questions. The first one is myself. Okay, I have my green card already. Okay, I have my green card already, and then maybe like a years already. Okay, so I'm never going home since 1995. I'm from Indonesia. I'm from Bali. Okay, and also when I get my green card, I'm asking my lawyer, can I going home? At least I can see my mom and my dad still alive right now. Okay, already already long time I don't see them. Okay, they're already getting old. My mother-in-law, my father-in-law already passed away already. So I maybe gonna be the last time. And then my lawyer said, "Oh, you cannot going home there because they're gonna affect your citizenship for next 3-5 years." Okay, but you can go other country, but you cannot going home over there so make sure you get your citizenship and then you can go home. So that's my question. What you better advise is that I have to follow my lawyer like that or what? So I'm just worried about my parent. I cannot see for 1 second. That's the last for 1995, 1996. That's why I'm worried about that. Is that okay? You're gonna go like 2 weeks and then I'm coming back. So just make sure, just in case they have emergency, something like that.
So you're telling me you've had your green card for many years and you've been afraid to leave for a couple of weeks because your lawyer told you not to?
Yep. For make sure.
Any kind of criminal history at all?
No, I don't have any criminal history in United States. Okay, even over there. So the reason because I have before I get my green card, I get approved for holding removal from the court. So I get approved my holding removal, and then they break my case. When my daughter petition, my daughter's born right here, my son born right here. Okay, I have one son, I have three daughter. Okay, so when my daughter petition to me, okay, and then they break the case, okay, and then to be green card for holding removal. So let
me see if I think I have it. Let me make sure. So You were in the United States in 1995. You filed for asylum. You went to see the immigration judge. The judge did not give, and you said it's not safe for me to go back home to Bali. And the judge did not give you asylum. The judge gave you withholding of removal. Then your daughter turned 21. You went back to court, got your removal order set aside, and then got your green card based on being the father of a U.S. citizen.
Yes.
And your lawyers can. So I guess my big question is, why haven't you applied for citizenship?
They said I have to be wait like around maybe like 3-4 years, something like that. And
5 total. What's the start date? What's the start date on your green card?
I guess that now it's like 1 year right now.
You've had, yeah. Okay. So I see what you're saying. So can you meet your parents in some other country, like close to Indonesia? Can you go to like Australia or something?
That's what my lawyer said like that. You can meet other country, okay, like that, okay, but because that my parent is really old, just I'm worried not be able even to fly, okay, something like that, okay, that's why, and then my mom little bit dementia right now. My dad is really already like 2 days ago I was FaceTime, he was in the hospital, okay, that's why I'm just so I hope so it's nothing happen, emergency, something like that. I don't want that one because the last time I don't see it was in 1995.
Sure. Let me ask you this question. Have the things that made you afraid to go back home when you filed for asylum, have the conditions changed in your home country, or are they the same?
Indonesia, how can I say that? The political system over there is not stable. Okay, they can be better 1 year, they can be worse next year, they can be better 5 years.
So hold on. So let's just say that the reason you were afraid to go back to Indonesia, let's say there were reason number 1, reason number 2, and reason number 3. I don't need to know what those are, but I think so. The whole shooting match is this going to keep you from getting your citizenship if you go back to see your dying parents? Now, I've been in many interviews and the officers have sort of looked the other way. Now, I generally tell people, if you can avoid going back until you get your citizenship, avoid it. But if we can make an argument that there were 3 reasons why it wasn't safe to me to go to Indonesia in 1995, but in 2023 it's a whole lot safer for me to go, then that's a whole other reason that would make it easier for you to show at your naturalization interview that you had a good reason to go, that things weren't as bad back there as they were when you initially sought asylum.
Got it. So if I gonna go only another country, neighbor country, it's not gonna, it's still okay?
That's totally okay. But okay. I mean, here's me. Now this is not Jim the lawyer. This is Jim as Murchie. If my mom and dad were dying in Indonesia, and I'd applied for asylum 28 years ago, and I thought that I could prove that things have changed and are better for people like me in Indonesia, that it's safe for me to go now, but it wasn't safe for me to go before, I would probably take the risk and go see my dad in the hospital before he died, and hope to get forgiven for citizenship later on. I think the chances of them, there's a chance that they could come after your green card, but I think it's pretty remote.
Got it. Yeah. So, okay, got it. All right. Okay. Is that the first one? You already answered that one. Okay. The second one. Okay. A second one, that's my daughter. Okay. My daughter, I have my 3 daughters. Okay. The older one, okay, when I get my asylum 1995, I'm not be able to come and bring back right here because I don't have enough money. Okay. My country that time is really crazy political. That's really persecution really high that time. And then I'm just be able to bring my wife and my another daughter. Okay, so only one left over there. Now she's here. Okay, when I'm already green card, and then my son already citizenship, and my daughter already has citizenship because they are born right here. Okay, I'm trying they're gonna gonna be claimed to them. Okay, petition. So, but that time my daughter already there. She's already married. So I was thinking, well, she's not gonna qualify anymore. Gonna be gonna be claimed, something like that. But we don't know that what happened. She's married with police officer in Indonesia. Her husband abused her. Okay, so I'm just feel bad to her. Okay, so she be able to run to United States. Okay, but she has to be maintain her relationship with her husband nice, so she be able to run away in United States. So her passport Other way, her passport, they're gonna destroy everything, paperwork, they're gonna destroy, and then she's gonna stay in Indonesia, continue for abuse. But since she be able to continue, maintain her relationship better with her husband, okay, she just tell, hey, I want to visit my dad in United States, and then she's allow her to visit me in there. And after that, she's never coming back anymore because she's scared. Because every time she's coming back from duty, police officer, she put the his gun in the table. Okay, he's already drunk with the gun or sometimes. So my daughter were freaking crazy, scared over there. Okay, so she told me that I'm not gonna going home anymore in Indonesia. So I apply her for student visa on the way she's gonna be able together with me because since 1995 and just left her like that. Okay, because for the situation I cannot do anything, right? So
Right.
so immigration approved to me for F1. My dad, thanks God, okay, everything okay. So she be able. So now she went to the school now, and then my granddaughter be able to go to school too. Okay, my granddaughter get 10 years old, get F2, right? Okay, my daughter get F1. Okay, but right now I have problem for my daughter. My daughter said, "Oh, daddy, that I'm get tired my brain go to school because I'm already go school all the time in Indonesia. She has her degree accounting already. She's graduate over there, but right now she just want to be taking care her baby 10 years old after and then working. So how? And then I told her, although you have the student visa, you only were right here in United States only for study. It's not for working. Otherwise, they're gonna send you home, and then you have problem in Indonesia with your husband. So nothing I can do about that. So that's my question. Is that possible? Since her student visa is still okay right now, she can be able to apply asylum, Jim?
How long ago did she get the student visa? When was it issued?
This year. This year, probably like 3 months ago.
When does it expire?
The student visa, I don't notice that one when it expire. I know they said it's not gonna be expired until as long as you still go to the school. Or the student visa, let me. I guess
It's okay. It's okay as long as it's still valid.
Yeah, still valid now.
If it's still valid, then I would have her come as soon as possible and settle her life here, go to school for a while, and then apply for asylum within 1 year of arrival.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's why the reason I'm asked to you before gonna expire, so maybe she's gonna
hurry up.
That's what. Okay, so
thanks, Murchie. I'm gonna go. Okay, buddy. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Hey, is that possible? You gonna send me the link so I can talk with you associate about that one. So how much that one the cost, whatever the reason.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, she'll put it up on the screen. You can email us info.
Okay, got it. Hey, thank you again, Jim. I really appreciate for your help. Okay, thank you.
Bye, Murchie. Bye, buddy. See you. Thank you. Yep. All right. That was a good call. He had lots of good questions. The law practice of hacking has earned a 5-star rating on the Yelp review. Thank you, Isaiah. We really appreciate it. That's a big help. Thanks so much. All right, Legand is here. Hello, Legand.
Hi, Jim. Thank you so much for picking my call. So I'm a F1 student, and I'm recently married to a US citizen. I already applied everything, and we had our interview 4 months ago. And after the interview, I didn't get any response. So what should I expect?
Well, why do you think they haven't approved the case?
So has been 4 months ago. They said that we will be mailing an interview notice, and has been 4 months, and we haven't seen anything yet.
So you haven't had an interview?
We had interview 4 months ago.
Yeah, and what happened at the interview? How did it go?
So I think the interview, it was a separate interview, and everything went smoothly. So.
Well, of course, the fact that they separated you, that's not a good sign. Why did they separate? Why are they worried about your marriage?
So I don't know.
Yeah, you do. Come on, give me a guess. What's your best guess?
So, well, we are married back in December 2021, and we submitted most of the proofs, everything, And in the interview, it was a separate interview. I went first, and after my wife went. And when my wife came out, and we talked about it, and most of, we gave some pretty good answers. And after 4 months, it has been 4 months. So we didn't get anything yet. I'm wondering if I supposed to submit some more evidence or not, because they didn't request anything. I said, because I already got plenty of proof again. So I'm wondering if,
hold on, let's back up. When did you come to the United States?
So I came to United States back in 2014. I've been going to school. Right now I'm doing STEM OPT.
What country are you from?
Burkina Faso.
And have you ever been out of status?
Oh, no.
And have you ever had a visa other than the F1 to come to the United States?
No. It's only F1. This is my first time.
And when you applied for your F1, did you fill out the paperwork for the DS-160 yourself, or did somebody else fill it out for you?
I think I did it by myself. Yes, I did it by myself.
Was there anything in there that wasn't true?
Oh, no, everything was right.
And so you didn't have a lawyer at the interview, so there wasn't somebody in the room for both interviews, right?
No, it was only, I just did all the paperwork by myself. My wife and I, we did it. We helped each other get it done.
So how many, how long, Legan, were you in there by yourself?
By myself, what do you mean?
How long were you in with the officer alone, and then how long was your wife in with the officer alone?
I've been in the room around 25 minutes to 30, and my wife is around 15 minutes.
So sometimes after that, they bring the couple in together and they ask about things that don't match. Did they do that for you?
Oh, no. Once we get to the interview room, so the officer started questioning us, and after 5 minutes, she told my wife to step in the waiting room, and then the officer interviewed me for around 25 minutes, and after that, she told me to step in the waiting room, and my wife came. My wife took around 15 minutes.
Which field office?
So it's Nebraska, Omaha.
And total in the 25 minutes you were in the room, how many questions do you think the officer asked you total?
The officer asked, it's around close to 10 personal questions, and the other one was just my I-130 and I-485.
Okay, when you asked your wife about the 10 questions that you got, did all 10 match?
Oh, yes. Let's say 95% of the question match perfectly, because we have been living together, and she asked, what did you guys, and all the question matched perfectly.
Have either of you been married before?
Oh, no. My wife had been living with her boyfriend before, but she never got married.
Did she have kids with that person?
Yes.
How many?
Just 2.
How old are they?
17 and 10, I think.
Oh, is she older than you?
Oh, yeah, my wife is older than me.
How much?
By only 4 years old. 4.
Has she had any problems with the law?
Oh, no, I don't think so.
Okay. So what's your question for me?
So I'm wondering, what should I expect? So it has been 4 months ago. Should I call the USCIS and talk to them about it? Or?
Sure.
So
when did you file the I-130?
Oh, I filed the I-130 August 2022, just 1 year.
Okay. Yeah, so I'd give them till the end of the year and see what happens. And how's your STEM OPT? Do you have an EAD based on marriage? You okay with job-wise and everything?
Yeah, my job is going smoothly, perfectly. But I'm wondering if I supposed to submit some more evidence, because if I log into my USCIS online account, they said you can upload some more evidence. So should I upload or not?
I wouldn't. No.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Thank you so much, Jim.
Okay. Thanks again. See you, buddy. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, thank you. So I appreciate it. Bye.
You got it. Eon is here. What do you say, Eon?
Good afternoon. I appreciate you taking my call. I just have one question. I was on the show a couple months ago, and you was told me I had to wait. Remember I told you, I get through, and I'm in New York right now. Um, my daughter, she's 21. My wife can apply for her, or I have to apply for her.
How old is she?
She's 21. She's gonna be 22 in December.
Okay, so how old was she when you got married to your spouse?
That was 2021. So basically, she was like
Over 18.
2019. Yeah, over 18.
So you got to wait till you get your green card, then you can apply for her, and it's like a 9-year wait. And she
Okay,
can't get
so
married.
as soon
Can't
as
get
I
married.
got my green card, I could put the paperwork on file.
Yep.
Okay. Well, how long do you take to get a green card? Because basically, like in 2 months, I'm here. I already have my social, but my green card, I haven't heard anything yet.
When did you file?
No, October 2021. That was the filing date.
October 2021. You don't have a decision yet?
No. I'm in New York, but I'm talking about the green card.
Yeah. When did you file for the green card?
That was back in June.
Wait, so you filed the I-130 separately from the 485?
No, everything have done together. I came in June the 24th, and I entered the country June 24th. And from June 24th to now, I haven't heard anything about the green card. I just want to know how long does it take?
Oh,
Because
you came on an immigrant visa.
yeah,
I got you. So you paid the Ellis fee and everything after you got your visa?
everything already done, paid already.
So
Before
June
I came, I
24th,
already did.
July. Yeah. I'd start calling them and bothering them, trying to figure out where your green card is.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
All right. Bye, Ian. See you, buddy.
Bye.
Pierce is here. What do you say, Pierce?
Hi, Jim. I'm so happy to be here. How
How
are
you
you?
doing? I'm happy you're here too. What's up?
Yeah, so I got married in 2019. I've been here for almost 5 years.
Okay.
So September will be my 5th anniversary. So I got married in 2019 and I filed for my wife in 2020. My priority date is April 25th, 2020.
And where is your wife?
She's in Ghana. I'm a Ghanaian. So on July 20th, 2022, all our documents were qualified.
Mhm.
So they kept sending us email every 60 days that we are still in line for interview. And I think about 2 months ago, we were supposed to receive that email again. It's been over a year since we got documentary qualified, but we didn't receive it, and I don't know what's going on. And I want to ask.
When you check like in forums and places where people from Ghana are talking about the immigration process, a lot of times people will sort of say, my priority date, or I was DQ'd on this day, I was DQ'd on that day. What are you hearing as far as people saying things like that about your priority date?
Okay, so what I knew was when I was qualified, documentary qualified, it was current. But now when I check the visa bulletin, it's somewhere 2018, yes.
Oh, so you're a green card holder.
Yes, green card holder.
You don't have your citizenship.
No, so I've applied for my citizenship. I've gone for my biometrics. So I'm waiting for the real interview to be a citizen. Yes.
So up until 6 months ago, there were as many visas available for the spouses of green card holders as there were for the spouses of citizens. For the last 6 or 7 years, they've been treated sort of the same. But now that has retrogressed. So, and it's probably nothing's going to happen until you get your citizenship. Because when you get your citizenship, you have to notify the National Visa Center that your case has been that you've become a citizen and that now you're DQ'd plus citizenship. So I think right now, like if they were done scheduling your case and there weren't anybody ahead of you right now and there was an available interview date, if she had her interview tomorrow, she couldn't get her visa right now because her priority date, they couldn't give it to her. So because they couldn't give it to her till tomorrow, or they couldn't give it to her tomorrow, they're not scheduling spouses of green card holders for visa interviews because there's nothing that can be done. So I think nothing's going to happen until you get your citizenship.
Okay. So how fast is that going to be after I become a citizen?
Well, it'll be, I don't know. I mean, again, that's where you got to see what's going on with other people in Ghana with the consulate. The other thing that you might hope for is, the new visa bulletin is going to come out in a couple of weeks for October. That's a new fiscal year. So there might be a jump, but I still think it's all going to turn on when you get your citizenship. Where Where will you get your field office? Which field office will you be at?
In Raleigh, North
And
Carolina.
how did you get your green card in the first place?
Okay, so my dad was here, so he filed for me to come. My dad is a citizen. Yes.
Perfect. Okay, great. I think you're in good shape. You just got to get that citizenship part taken care of, and then her case should speed up.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Bye, Pierce. Thanks for coming on the show. Bye, buddy. Yep. Naz here.
Hello. Oh, hey. Good evening.
How you doing?
Oh my gosh, I'm okay. I'm overwhelmed. Um, so I'm a DV winner, and I went for the interview earlier in November. I'm sorry, May 31st of May. So the lady, she looked at my documents, and then she said to me, she said to me, she's not sure that this qualifies me to work in the US. And I couldn't understand that because I have a license. I'm a sonographer, and I took the U.S. board exams that qualifies me to work as a sonographer in the U.S. Even though I work here in the UAE. So she looked at my documents and she said that she had to verify them. So she gave me the 221 form, and on top of the form she wrote to verify education, and that was on the 31st of May. And ever since I haven't received any email from them, and September is almost here. I don't know what to do.
So besides the okay, are you listening to two different devices? I'm hearing myself back.
No.
Okay, I'll mute. Yeah, that's good. Mute while I talk, and then when I'm done talking, we'll unmute you. You're good. So when putting aside your sonogram certification, how far did you go in school? What school records do you have? You're on mute. You have to unmute yourself.
I have a bachelor's degree in I have a bachelor's degree in medical imaging.
So that's bizarre.
Yes, I found it was, and the bachelor's degree. I am a Cameroonian, and I am working here in the United Arab Emirates. So in here, I have to sit for I have to do a credential evaluation and to sit for a licensing exam before I'm able to work. And so I equally presented to her my license, which needs me to have a bachelor's degree before I can work here. And I equally presented to her my ARDMS license, American Registry for Diagnostic Medical Sonographers license. And still she was looking at them and she was telling me she's not sure how that disqualifies me, and that she needed to.
So I think you need to be bothering that embassy every single day. I would go there, I would call there, I would email there, I would do everything I can to get their attention.
Sadly, actually, I have been sending them emails, and I've never gotten a response. I've sent the emails from the first email I sent to them was in February, and I never got a response because I got married in February, and that was before the interview. And so I called them so I could add my spouse, and I sent an email. They didn't respond. So I emailed KCC, and KCC told me my case was closed. I had to contact the embassy. Until the day of the interview, they didn't respond. So the day we went for the interview, they added my spouse. We had the interview. They asked us questions. On that, we were okay. The only thing was the education. So I don't know. Then I have contacted my country though, because I understand that for the DV lottery, it is the advanced levels, high school diploma that qualifies you. So I contacted the board to check with them if they have received any request from any embassy, whether that of Cameroon or that of here, asking to verify my education, and they said no. And sadly, for the university, I did contact them, and they said that the email that they are using is down since April. So I don't know, maybe she contacted the university and this is where she's waiting to get a response. And then sadly now their email hasn't been working. One of the questions I wanted to ask you is, if can I reach out to them and maybe tell them that the university email is not working? Would they find that suspicious or strange?
Can you get a certified copy of your transcripts from that outside of email and bring it to the embassy?
These are the copies that I gave to them on the day of the interview. The certified copies, they are signed at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in my country, and they are signed here in the UAE by the embassy, only not signed by the UAE Ministry of Foreign Affairs. But the copies that I gave her are signed by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs from back home.
Does Cameroon have an embassy in the UAE?
Yes, they do. Documents.
Say that again.
The documents that I gave to her on the interview date were signed by the Cameroon embassy here in UAE.
One thing you might try, other than the things we've already talked about, is you might try to make an appointment at the Cameroon embassy in UAE and ask them, do you guys know anybody that works in the embassy, the US embassy? Could you reach out on my behalf and tell them what's going on? Because I can't do anything for you here. I can't sue or anything. There's nothing I can do from here. But maybe you can get your embassy to reach out to them to try to advocate on your behalf.
Okay. So I read about the Mandamus lawsuit, and one of the reasons why I wanted to speak, I called your firm and they said better to speak with you on the show first, was about the Mandamus lawsuit. If so, you couldn't do this for me from over there.
I can't because there's no U.S. citizen connection to the lawsuit. There's one person you might try. His name's Curtis Morrison. He might have some ideas for you. Curtis Morrison, he's an immigration lawyer in San Diego. He has sued them a lot for DV lawsuits. You might talk to him about it, but we don't do those. He might do it for you, but I don't do those.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you. And thank you.
Thanks now. Good luck to you. All right. So we're at the 32-minute mark. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're having a great day. This has been an interesting show so far. I see there's a little heated debate going on between Owen and somebody else. Owen, I want to tell you something. I believe that USCIS and the embassies do discriminate against people from Nigeria. There are tons and tons of cases, tons of people that come on this show that explain how they've been discriminated against by USCIS, how they've been treated poorly by the embassies, how they sort of have to start with an assumption that their case is fake and they have to sort of reach a higher standard. So I don't know that A's off that much when he talks about how unfair people from Nigeria are treated. Maybe it could have been phrased a little bit differently. Do I think the USCIS hates Nigerian cases? I think it's pretty darn close to hate, unfortunately. So just wanted to mention that for you. Bakr and Nafisa are asking me to pick them up, but I don't see a Bakr or Nafisa in the comments. So I'm going to go to the American Dream. What do you say, American Dream?
Yes, hello, Jim. How are you? I have been to the show last week, but my mic was not working. Hopefully you hear me this time.
I can't hear you. I'm sorry. It's breaking up a little bit. What did you say?
Same problem like last time. I'm trying. Do you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. Actually, my father applied for me, and my priority date is June 2010. And I would like to know your prediction.
The receipt date is 2010?
Yes, in June 2010.
And it was filed by your father?
Yeah, yes.
And what country are you from?
I'm from Sudan.
Has your father been in contact with the embassy or with the National Visa Center and everything?
Not long time ago, actually. Yeah.
Did USCIS approve the I-1? Did USCIS approve the I-130?
Yes, in 2013, December.
So basically, your father has had no contact with anybody about your case since in the last 10 years?
Maybe after that he contacts them, but they always say like there's nothing to do, just wait, wait. Yeah, maybe 5 years ago, something like that. I'm not sure.
So,
But yeah.
they're working on, yeah. And you're married or unmarried?
Married, yeah. It's true.
Okay, so so do you check the visa bulletin? Do you know about the visa bulletin? Do you know what that is?
Yes, sometimes. Yeah.
Okay, so right now the final action date for the married children of U.S. citizens is January 8th of 2009. And you said yours is 2010, right?
June, yes, 2010.
So that means you're about a year and a half away. So you're getting really close. So just make sure, if I were you, I would have your dad reach out to the National Visa Center. Just make sure they still have his right contact information. If I were you, I'd really take over that contact information for the case so that you're paying attention.
Actually, I have a case before that. My stepmother applied for me in 2000, and but then in 2007 they contact me and I had an interview. But her and my dad they get divorced, so it was under process. It was like under process.
Yeah, that's okay. That doesn't really matter to what we're
Yeah,
talking about.
okay.
It doesn't
Yeah.
matter to what we're talking about. Just focus on your dad's case, and you're
Okay.
about a year out.
Okay. So how long it might take? Do you think? Like 1 year and a half?
You have to reach out to the National Visa Center, and you have to send them an email, get them to pay attention to the case, let them know that your dad's still alive and still interested in bringing you here, so that they have good contact information for when your case becomes current. All right, let's say hi to Paul. Hello, Paul. You're on mute, buddy.
Hello, Jim. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Good, good. Nice to have you here, and I want to appreciate you for your good works that you're doing freely for people around the world.
Thanks,
And
Paul.
I have a couple questions that is really bothering me right now, and sometimes I feel like I'm devastated, but I know I'm gonna go through it. So the whole issue started. Okay, I got married in 2015, May 1st. I just want to start from the beginning.
Sure.
And I got my green card December 3rd, 2015. Then I'm doing this on my own. Then I applied for my to remove condition on my residence in September 2017. Then after waiting for a couple months, which I was due for my citizenship, I am now filing for my citizenship 2018. And in 2020, I was scheduled for an interview. When I got there for my M400, they told me my file was not at a location at that time.
Yep.
I'm in the Atlanta field office. So at that time they said my file was not at the office, so they can interview me. They have to reschedule me. So all through 2000 no, that was 2019. Sorry, it was 2019. Then all through 2020, I think because of the COVID and all that, they could not call me. Then they called me. That was June 2021. So they said I should come with my spouse, which I did. So they did the interview for the removal of condition and the interview for the M400, which I passed the interview for the M400. And the officer at that time told me there's no way he's going to make a decision on my case because the tax return that was submitted was not my spouse tax return was not included. That he has to see my spouse tax return to show that we don't owe any taxes. But they already have mine because we don't file taxes together based on issues that we have in the past. So which he told me they're going to send me for request for evidence if the case be. So after a couple months in 2021, they sent me request for evidence. So they listed what I was supposed to bring, but based on I already spoke with the officer and he told me he's going to request my wife's tax return. Then I only sent in my wife's tax return. Afterwards, in 2023, I did not hear anything from them after sending that in 2021. 2022, I did not hear nothing. In 2023, that should be April, I got because I was making inquiries like what is going on my case, how my case been, and all that. So in April 6, 2023, I got a notification from my app saying my M400 was denied. So I have to wait for the letter, and I got the letter in the mail. I go through the letter. They said because I was not able to provide what they listed for me to provide, but I have the grant to file in for filing for an appeal. Then a couple of days later, I got a letter for my removal of condition, stating that there was some questions asked that was not answered correctly because we were separated.
Yeah.
And secondly, that in 2017, they went to my spouse grandmother's house. They met my spouse, which at that time we were having some issues. That my spouse told them that she believed she was lured into the marriage for payment. So they now told me I have to write a rebuttal countering whatever thing that they discovered from my wife. Meanwhile, after the 2017, it was me and my spouse that also went to the interview in 2021. I was not aware they went to meet her, and I was not aware they spoke to her. I was not aware that she said something like that. So all through 2017 to 2021, I was not aware until I got the letter 2023 that they visited my spouse grandmother's place and they saw my spouse there, and they have to ask her question regarding our marriage, which she told them she believed she was lured into the marriage and she was being paid by somebody, blah, 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 which they sent me a letter that I have to write a rebuttal. So I did write the rebuttal, answer the question to my best of my knowledge, do an affidavit and all that. Then I sent it back to them. On Saturday, I got a mail stating that whatever I sent, they never received it and they consider my case abandoned.
The 751.
Yes, the 751. That my case considered abandoned and denied. Then I have to go for appeal for reopening and review. Mm-hmm. So I still have a pending appeal on my M400. So I was confused. So I said, let me come up this show because sometimes I listen to or whatever you drop online and try to educate myself on whatever situation I'm going through on my immigration status.
Where are you from?
I'm originally from Nigeria.
How did you come to the United States?
Through a visa.
What kind?
This should be either B1 or B2 visa.
And what was the purpose of your visit?
At that time, I came in for a seminar.
Did you go to the seminar?
Yes.
When you went to apply for the visa in Nigeria, were you married or were you single?
I was married.
But did you divorce that person before you came to the United States or after?
Yes, we already divorced before I came to the United States.
And did you go to court for the divorce or did some lawyer handle the divorce for you?
Yes, some lawyer handled the divorce for me.
So the divorce decree is probably fake, or at least USCIS thinks that it's probably fake. And as far as the surprise announcement that they had visited your wife at grandma's house. Do you know why that happened?
At that time, no, I know nothing about how I
No,
got.
you know why it happened. It happened because your wife sent them a letter or called them and said you married her for a green card. Otherwise, how would they know she was staying at grandma's house? You didn't tell them that.
No.
The only way they know to grandma's house is to come to grandma's house is if she told them. So did you say you did file an N400, an N336? You did file an N336, or what was the basis for the N336? What did you say they got wrong?
I said I just told them whatever they said here. I added to what the officer that interviewed me told me to bring. Whatever document they want, I have all the documents intact that I can send in, but they never give me a room to do that, and they just
see now that the 751's been denied, the N400 has to be denied because you can't get the N400 approved without an approved 751. So what's your question for me, Paul?
Yeah, so I was asking because they said I have to file in there for a reopen and review, which the letter stated, and I spoke to an immigration service 2 officer. I don't know. I make an inquiry and they said service 2 officer is going to call me, which they did yesterday, and she told me my status is still valid. All I need to do is to file for reopen and review.
Maybe Paul, hold on.
Yeah.
You haven't asked me the right question. The right question is, Jim, am I in trouble? Do you think I'm going to be able to stay? I think you're in big trouble. I don't think this is a matter of getting the 751 approved. I think we got to talk about defense, and like we've got to get that whole file. We got to see what your wife said about you. I'm sure she wrote them a letter. I'm sure that's what triggered the whole thing. You said you were living apart at the time because you were having trouble. I'm sure she was pissed and said mean things. What does she say now as far as when you said, hey, baby? When you say, hey, baby, this is news to me that you talked at grandma's house and that you told them I paid you for a green card. What does she say?
She said she never. I don't have a letter that she wrote. She said she never say anything like that to the. Said it was a white man that came. He was just asking about our marriage. I will go to court and all that. Blah blah blah. He said she took. But I know she was lying when she was saying she never said nothing because they will not write if she never said something. But at the time I asked her when I got the letter, she said she never said anything like that. That she's ready to write a letter to the immigration stating that whatever they are saying she said, she never said it.
Well, I think she probably did say something close to it. I think you're in big trouble. I think this is a deportation case to be. I think you need to be thinking about how to stay in the United States. I think filing the N336, filing the motion to reopen, that's not the play. I think the right play is to file a new 751 without her and to get the whole copy of the file and to try to keep you from getting put into deportation. I would withdraw that N400 appeal, and I would not appeal the 485. I would hire a lawyer to go try and get a 751 approved without her. I don't think you can trust her at all.
Okay.
And I think you're in big, big trouble. So if you want our help, let me know. Shoot us an email, and we'll talk to you later, Paul. Okay? Thanks, man.
Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Sorry you're going through this. Somebody's saying I should cut people off. I don't cut people off. I think everybody deserves a chance to be heard, and I like to get all the facts. So I don't do that, YouTube user. I know some people talk longer, but sometimes it takes a while to tell the story, and there's value in and of itself for them to be able to talk to someone about it. And even if I can't fix their problem immediately, I want them to feel like they got heard and were listened to. Nisa's here. Hello, Nisa.
Hey, Jim.
Did I say your name correctly?
Yes. I've been on here before, but I had like an almost unrelated question. It was about taxes.
Okay.
But I wrote this out just to kind of make it a little easier.
Okay.
To just kind of tell you the situation that my husband and I are in. So So my husband and I, we met through like a online ministry, and we began volunteering for like doing like the same service work and stuff.
Cool.
And we developed feelings for each other, and so we decided to do like a virtual courtship, if that's any. We did that. So for about 9 months, we got to know each other, and we both had that with the intent of like wanting to marry eventually, right? And so he was supposed to come see me in May of 21, but that was when the border shut down to the Netherlands and between the U.S. and the Netherlands. And so we just kept, getting to know each other, and just really trying to get an idea of, who each other were, and just making sure that we were both careful in making that decision, because we both saw marriage as like an important decision. So anyway, but yeah, so he came to see me in 2021 in December. And so he was here for 3 weeks, and we got married during those 3 weeks. I know you're not supposed to do that, but that's what we did. And then I think that you're supposed to stay put or something if you do that. But he did go back and forth a little bit. So
what country?
He's from the Netherlands.
Okay.
So let me see if there's anything else I need to say besides that. So he did come back and forth. He overstayed his visa once. Like by 1 day, and that was the time that I think it was, he came back in July of 21, no, July of 22, and they held him at the border, but before he left the second time, which was around March, he was supposed to leave he came back in March after leaving in December, and so when he came back in March,
Did he have an actual visa, or did he come on ESTA?
He came on an ESTA.
Okay.
And so when he stayed away, so he was here for 3 weeks. He stayed away for 2 months, and then he came back in March of 2022 before my birthday. And so we started trying to gather some evidence to submit the petition for alien relative, and we finally submitted that in May of that year. And then when he came back, he left for a little bit, and he came back, I think it was in maybe the end of June. So he stayed away for 3 weeks this time. And when he came in, they gave him some trouble at the customs.
I bet they did.
But when he told them that he was married to a U.S. citizen, they checked in the system, and he had a petition on file. And so they let him go. So they let him stay here.
Nice.
And so we hadn't submitted the I-45 yet. And so we started working on that, and we didn't get to submit it until December of that year. So
when did he enter, and when did you submit it?
So he entered, the last time he entered into the U.S. was, I believe it was July of last year. And then so we submitted the I-45, but we didn't have the medical examination attached to it.
So just to be clear, on the trip that you filed for the 45, he had been in the United States for almost 6 months. He had overstayed ESTA, but he was 6 months in on that visit.
He was 6 months in on, he was 6 months on that visit, but we had already submitted the I-130.
Yeah, I know.
In May. Okay. Yes. So, and so then let me see what else we had to do. So he left in early June. He came back in late June, and then, so they let him through. So we submitted the I-45 in December, and then we signed up for the text notifications, but we only received our initial case receipts for that. We never received any more updates for the I-45. We kept getting random notifications to our, it's not like random because we asked them to send everything to our mailing address, but there are some things we're receiving at our apartment, and some things we're receiving at our mailing address. But with the I-45, we keep missing it. So the last time I was on, or I think I came on twice. So like the second time I came to talk to you, we hadn't received the notice, and they said we were supposed to receive it. And
the receipt notice?
The receipt notice, right. And so so you gave us advice to just go to the application center and pick it up after we call USCIS. So that's what we did. And they did let us pick up or reschedule his biometrics appointment. And so we did that. But we've been waiting this whole time to see if there was any other notification that came through. And So we got a request for evidence for our petition because we hadn't been living together very long. So they wanted more evidence. So we submitted that RFE early August of this year. And they gave us, they sent it to us in May. And that was around the same time that he also got his EAD. And so he has an EAD, and we sent the request for evidence. We sent all that to them. And then we got our petition approved on the 14th of August. But that was also the same day that there was a notice that was sent for the I-45, and it expired on that same day. And so when we called USCIS, they told, so the last thing I heard from them, and at that time we were actually in the doctor's office and we were trying to get his medical exam paperwork taken care of, because we're like, okay, well, even if we don't hear from them, we might as well get it taken care of. And so, we're in the doctor's office and I call and they say they want to speak to him. So they do. And they told me that he tried to, the agent I talked to, he tried to request to get us, rescheduled for, to extend the deadline for the request for initial evidence for the I-45. But he said that there was like a block in the system or something.
Did he tell you what they were asking for?
No, he wouldn't tell me. He said he said he was going to email me, and I was like, okay, well, if you could email me this stuff, like why am I waiting on mail? That's the thing that's so confusing to me.
So can I back up a little bit?
Yeah.
So the I-130 has been approved.
Yes.
And I guess I want to make sure that you understand that you guys did this sort of in a jacked up way. You know that, right?
Well, we're starting to realize it as we.
Yeah, I mean, a couple things. Number one, he got married 3 weeks after he arrived. Within the first 3 weeks of that one trip when he got married, that they don't like that. They think people have an immigrant intent. That they came on ESTA, it's a non-immigrant thing, and then he came and got married. I'm glad that there was 6 months between when he entered in June or July and when he filed in December. So that part's good. But most people, 99% of people, file the I-130 with the 45. So by filing them separately, you have confused them with the timeline. I'm glad you shared the timeline with me and you seem very organized, but they're like not built for this. They're like confused and like system does not compute. Like that's sort of where we're at. Now talk to me about the 2 different addresses. Were you saying something about 2 different addresses? Because that makes me worried.
So, and that's the thing. So like, they're all addresses that I have, or the 2 addresses that they have on file. We have access to them, but they ask us how we want to communicate with them, and we gave them our mailing address, but we haven't received anything for the I-45 to our mailing address.
Is the address exactly type by type, space by space, the same as the I-130?
Yes, and the first time that I called USCIS, I asked them what address was on file, and she repeated it back to me.
So right now, what you're telling me is I have a 485 with a request for initial evidence. Was that medical, you think? I
think it is, but they wouldn't tell me what it was, what they were wanting. But I believe that's what it is, because it's the only thing we didn't put in the application yet.
So I think that so as of right now, we believe that we're past the deadline for the response on the 45, but also that we did not get notice of the address.
Right. And I tried to explain that to the agent. He said that this is what he told me. He said that he would have to contact the officers and see what they wanted to do. And so then he said that the officers were going to call me within 72 hours. This was on Friday, 8/18. And he says that the officers are going to call me from this specific number and that I need to have this code on me when they call. And I need to explain why they should extend it for me. But we haven't heard from them yet.
Right. So have you logged into your USCIS account and looked?
So I have an account and the petition is connected to my account, but with Don, he created an account, but we didn't get the note, like his is not set up right. And he really hates this whole process. So it's kind of hard to, he gets so frustrated. And I'm just like, but Don, this is really important.
He should chill that out because this is his life we're talking about. I mean, he's the one, he should be. Okay. So, I would keep bothering USCIS every day, trying to find someone that can tell you what's in the RFE. I suspect you're going to have to file a new 485.
Oh my goodness.
The work card came to your house though, so that's a good sign, right?
Yes. That came to the right address. That's why I'm confused, because it just doesn't make sense. Like, I understand that they want to know where I live, and or like where we live, and I understand that they want it. They ask us for whether we have a mailing address or like a residential address. But if you give us like if you give us a preference and we give it to you, but you're not responding to us in that way, like, well, that doesn't make any sense to me. But
so at the end of the day, I think all you can do is keep bothering them. Hopefully, I will tell you this: I've never heard of them arbitrarily extending an RFE response.
Well, why would he tell me that? That's weird.
They don't want to make you feel bad. They don't want to be the bad guy. I mean, it might work. God willing, it'll work. I just wouldn't bank on it. And I would say if you don't get some resolution on this in the next 6 weeks, I'd file another 485.
Okay. Phew. That is crazy. So I guess my question was, after all that, craziness, how do we prepare for their phone call if they do call? Like, what are some good reasons to bring up that the RFE should be extended?
I didn't receive it. That's the $1 million thing. Now they're going to say, well, this is strange because we sent you the work card and you got that, but you didn't get this. So, the other thing I would do if they call is I would try to nail down how to get your husband's online account set up properly. You might even just do that independently of the whole call. They might be able to help you at a lower level of involvement of helping him set up his online account properly than a deep dive into getting you an RFE extension. That's a big ask.
Okay.
All right. I got to get going. I got to go to parent teacher night. Thanks, Nisa.
Right. Thank you.
Let me know if you need anything.
Thank you. Okay.
All right. Bye. All right, everybody. That'll do it for today. Sorry about that. Things got a little heated in the comments. Remember, everybody, we all love each other. So be nice. Be nice. I'll be back on Monday, 2:30 p.m. Central. What the heck? Oh, yeah, because I'll be traveling. 2:30 p.m. Central on Monday? No, that's not right, Hooli. That's not going to work. No, I'm not doing a show that's 2:30 p.m. on Tuesday. Tuesday is the show. The next show is Tuesday at 2:30. Monday, I'm off. I'm moving my son into college, so we're off Monday. Perhaps I could do a show this weekend, but most likely not. I got some things going on. Thank you, Hooli. Including, if you're in St. Louis, stop by. We're going to have a booth at the International Institute's Festival of Nations. We'd love to meet you in person if you're in St. Louis. I'll be there on Saturday morning, and I'd love to meet you. I'll be there from 9 to 12 at Tower Grove Park for the Festival of Nations. We're also going to go live from there on Insta and on TikTok. Until Tuesday at 2:30, everybody. We'll see you then. Have a great night, a great weekend. And as I said, be kind to each other. Bye, guys.